Hi, I'm Yasmin Razak at Real Investors. I'm here in Edgewater, Maryland, and I'm talking to one of our star players at Real Investors of Maryland. Her name is Lisa Woods. She's just done a deal on this property right behind me, and she's going to tell us all about it and how working with Real Investors of Maryland is really changing her life. Thanks for joining us, Lisa.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's so good to see that you're working in neighborhoods like this. Very often we work with people who are in real financial straits, and usually the neighborhoods are quite run down. But this just shows that there's people in trouble everywhere and you can help them out. Tell us a little bit about how you got here, what happened with this deal, and what it's doing for you.
Sure. Well, this deal here, the seller contacted me. They were pretty much in denial. It was supposed to go to foreclosure on Tuesday, and he had me list his property on Thursday, right before the auction, and we got an offer in on Friday, and I submitted it to the bank, and they said, no, we're not stopping the foreclosure sale. The offer was for $650,000, and this neighborhood alone is worth anywhere from $750 to $850.
Wow.
And so we got the offer for $650. It was a cash buyer, and submitted it to the bank, and the bank said we're not stopping the foreclosure sale. Well, because I've been doing short sales for a while now, I have contacts at the corporate level. So I contacted my contact, and they stopped the foreclosure on Monday, and I received an approval where they netted $586,450 on Thursdays Fridays when I received an approval. So a week. It only took a week to get that approval because of the contacts that I know. Now, there was a second mortgage on the property, and it was $250,000, and that second mortgage walked away with $28,000.
Wow. So how much money did you make on this deal? I mean, it seemed to have all happened really quickly.
It did. I made $6,500 on this deal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
For what, 2 weeks' work or something?
It was about that. Yeah.
That's
not
great.
Even, yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to turn that kind of money down.
Absolutely
2 weeks'
not.
work. That's excellent.
Right. Thank you.
So how did you find out about Real Investors of Maryland, and what made you decide to join us? Because you're also a realtor, but you
Yes.
became a realtor when you joined us. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, in 2007, it was in August of 2007, I heard about Black Friday. I was in Ocean City, so I wasn't able to make the meeting where 400 plus people were turned away. So I received an email from Sherman, which I'd never gone to DC RIA before, and it said that they were going to be in Chantilly, Virginia the next weekend. I said, okay, well, I want to find out what all this is about. So I drove to Chantilly, and I live here in Edgewater, so it was quite of a hike for me. And so Sherman was doing the 21-day to real estate riches course, and he was doing a competition of whoever would get the first deal done, wholesale deal, that they would win an all-inclusive trip to St. Thomas for 8 days. And I said, okay, I'm going to win this trip. It's going to be me. So I walked up to Sherman. I got the course, and I walked up to Sherman, and I said, hi, my name's Lisa Wood, and I want to let you know that I'm going to be the one that wins the trip to St. Thomas. And he looked at me, and he says, okay, prove it. But he's like, okay. And so then I called my husband and told him I got the course, and I told him that he better make sure that he can get off work because we were going to St. Thomas, because we were going to be the one that won the trip. And so he was like, okay. And, well, we had the quick start session in September. Right after that, I had a really bad episode because I have multiple sclerosis. And I couldn't do anything for a month and a half. And I was visualizing the trip to St. Thomas. I literally visualized lying on the beach in St. Thomas. And I kept saying, we're going to be the one that wins it. the trip. And so I'd call Sherman or email Sherman and ask him, okay, has anybody gotten the trip yet? And he says, no, not yet. I said, okay, the trip's still mine. And finally, a month and a half later, in November, I got a house under contract after making several offers and doing what they, what the 21 Days to Real Estate Riches tells you to do. I followed it and got a house under contract, and we ended up wholesaling it for $15,000. And we closed December 28th. And they wouldn't tell me whether or not I won the trip to St. Thomas because I was in the running with somebody else. So I called them, told them I closed it, and they said, okay, you won the trip to St. Thomas. So, I do want to say to all the real investors out there is you are going to have challenges and hurdles come your way, but you never give up.
Oh, that's really amazing story, to think that you have multiple sclerosis and you didn't let that stop you at all. You had no experience in real estate investing to go in, use Sherman's course and turn around a deal and win a fantastic trip to the Caribbean is really, really inspirational. Now, for people who are watching thinking, well, I want to be in that position too, you took that one step further. You decided to join Real Investors of Maryland, which is our brokerage, and you got your realtor's license. Tell us a little bit about, because there are people who are watching who would like to become a realtor, or perhaps are with other agencies and are not happy and would like to change to join us.
Well, one thing that's different, well, there's actually several things that are different than other brokerages out there, is you pay to become a Gold Plus member, and with that Gold Plus membership, you can get 100% commission. Most brokerages out there are doing 70, 75, 80% commissions when you get the whole commission. And then another thing is the teachings. Every single week there's a teleconference and it explains how to be an investor plus an agent. The MLS, you have your own very own website. Sherman and Aruna are easily accessible. I mean, all I have to do is email Sherman, and not even 24 hours later, I'm getting a response from him. Or calling Aruna, calling the office, and they're very accessible to you. And with other brokerages, it's not like that. And it's a learning institution. You get the knowledge and the teachings, and other brokers out there won't do that. And I mean, I can tell right now, if there's anything, if you have a problem with anything, Sherman has your back. Yes.
Now, you told me before that you actually like doing the short sales, and it's kind of sort of become your speciality now. What do you see for yourself down the road as an investor? How do you hope to grow and build your portfolio?
Well, I'm very excited because a year ago, I was only working on about 5 short sales. Right now, I'm working on 15 short sales, and this is January. So I know I'm on my way to financial freedom.
How has that changed the way you look at things, emotionally, mentally? How has it affected you to think that you're just really free to be able to do what you want with your life?
Oh, I'm very ecstatic about it because, 2 years ago, I didn't foresee that happening. But I was just stuck saying, and I told my husband, I said, okay, we keep talking about investing. Let's do it.
Okay, great. So where do you see yourself finally, like say 5 years down the line? What types of deals do you hope to be doing then?
Well, I definitely want to do the rehabbing. I definitely still want to do the short selling. I will have assistants to help me instead of me doing it just myself. But I've got a goal in mind. But 5 years from now, I'd say even probably 2 years from now, I will be completely financially free. Hi, my name's Lisa Wood. I'm a real investor. I made $6,500 on this deal, and I get real checks.